Hey guys, City Mag here from Stackz, coming at you guys with a deck profile from who?
Hey everyone, my name is Gino. I'm part of Time Collectables, and I'm here as a duelist for Stackz today.
Also Judge.
Yeah, level 1 judge now.
Alright, what do you have cooking in there?
So for today, this is a deck profile for Runick Spright. For a lot of you Runick Stun players, and as well as you Runick Spright, as well as for higher players, this is a different version. This is my take and my version of Runick Stun, or Runick Spright. So basically, you're gonna do 3 Sprite Blues, which is always your base set, 2 starters, to search out any Sprite that you have. If you have a level 2 out, you can special summon them. Use the effect, easy as done. You have your Sprite Jet, 3 ofs in my opinion. You have Sprite Carrot, 3 ofs in my opinion. Sprite Red for 2, and then the Sprite Pixie. Sprite Pixie, I know a lot of you are gonna question as to why, but for me, it's the effect of basically gaining attack and defense equal to the opponent's monster's attack. And it's a very good advantage for if you have a really strong beat stick to go over. If someone is using Psychic Game Punisher, or they're using a Fleur, and you're at maybe, let's say, a 14 or 1800 attack monster, or 2000 even for some of your XCs or some of your other monsters, you're able to gain that 3k, or let's say that 58 or 78, depending on what you're going up against. It's an easy and really good card. It's a solid card too. You can send it from your hand or you failed. So it's pretty good in my opinion. That's for the sprites. I do have a small Nimble package of 2 Nimble Angler and 3 Beavers. It's kind of goes hand in hand with for one of the Sprite monsters that is in your extra deck for Sprite Sprint, because you're able to send Angler and then summon out the Beaver and another Angler, or just both Beavers if you're able to. And then from there, just go into your Sprite Giant, or into another Link 2, or into an Xyz. So this is a small Nimble package that goes hand in hand with the sprites, because they are level 2, so they go really well. Moving on to the spells, I have 2 Sprite starters. I know they just came back to 3 from the recent ban list from January 1st, but I feel Sprite starter is better at 2. It's easier to get into and circumvent through the deck. You have 2 Sprite starters, solid effect. You're banishing one of your monsters, yes, but you're also doing one of the 3 effects. That could also affect your opponent a lot. Sprite Gamma Burst, 2 ofs, in my opinion, is solid as well. You're able to get the attack and defense up by 1400 for a monster or a link or a rank. And from there is just that for the spells, for sprites.
Onto Runick.
Yes, the Runick part. The very bane of existence for some players. I have 1 Runick Freezing Curses. I feel like that is all you need, in my opinion. That's just me though, my build. 2 Runick Fountains. Unfortunately, it is at 2, so that's the only thing. So it does hurt the deck a little, and not having that thing. Runick Smiting Storm at 2. Runick Flashfire at 2. Runick Slumber at 2. Dispelling at 2. Golden Droplet at 2. And Runick Allure at 2. I know some people are going to say, why Allure? It's very slow, it's a continuous spell, but each time you activate your quick play, you're able to banish the top card. And honestly, you have a lot of quick plays that you're recycling back and you just keep activating. It could be a stone card for you, or a brick, but for me, it just makes a little more sense. For Runick Destruction, I have it at 3. Runick Tip is at 3. And then moving on to the other cards that can help this deck out. If you want to maybe try to stop your opponent, there's other cards that you could put in there to actually stop them. For me, I just went ahead and grabbed only a couple cards that were able to help myself and the deck. One of the cards being Terraforming, because sometimes you're not able to get the Runick
Fountain.
You're not able to get the Runick Fountain either in your starting hand, or not able to use one of the Runick spells in your hand. Sometimes you could just draw into Terraforming, grab the Fountain, and there you go. You can just start off. You could also use Raigeki. This is another card that I put in here, in my opinion. If you're going up against the board, let's say you have a Baron that you're going up against, you could bait out the Baron with the Raigeki, get that effect off, and then you could just go into your combo. It's a good bait in my opinion, and it's just that. If you're using the Runick Fountain or something that searches in your decks, like for Jet or Sprite Blue or Starter, and your opponent has an Ash, it's always good to have a one call by. If you find yourself in a very sticky predicament, let's say you're below a specific life point total, and your opponent could have game on you next turn and they have no negates, if they have no hand or if they're not able to use an Ash again, 1 day of peace. It's a good card in my opinion to actually go to the next turn and not have any damage taken. There's also one trap card that could also help for sprites, and it's Sprite Double Cross.
Sprite Double Cross.
So Sprite Double Cross, I know it's a really weird card and it's a one trap that I'm putting in this deck. The reason being is the 3 different modes that you're able to use, which is that you're targeting a card that it's on the field or in the grave, you're attaching it as material for a Xyz monster you have out on the field, or you're actually using the second effect, which is put it in a place for a Link 2 and taking control of it. The other one is that if you have it in the grave, like let's say if your opponent uses a Promethean Princess, you're able to grab that Promethean Princess from the grave and place it in the zone that the Link 2 points to.
So just take advantage.
Yeah.
Cycle through everything.
You can cycle through everything. It's very simple and easy with Runick Fountain. You're able to just go through your deck if you're not stopped, and then you can just keep playing and milling your opponent by banishing their cards.
How many cards are in your?
It's 49. I know it's a very questionable number. It was a bit weird, but it does cycle through the deck pretty fast. There's only been a few instances where it was very slow and it just wasn't working. But I'm still trying to figure out more of what I could do for the deck.
All right. What do you have hiding in the extra?
Extra, it'll go out to be 1 Sprite Sprint. Like I said, for the Nimble package, you could just go ahead and use that for to get into your next Link 2 or your Rank 2. You have, of course, your standard Cat Shark, Down Nerd, and Zeus. It's a very questionable thing, but the Cat Shark is able to use its effect to double the attack of another monster until the end of the turn. So it actually helps for when you're going on the offensive. Down Nerd Magician is basically like, hey, I could use Cat Shark to basically go off into another Link, Down Nerd, and then go into Zeus. And you have basically the 2 materials from Cat Shark 3, have Down Nerd as the 4th. You have 4 materials for Zeus and you're able to use it twice. Then you have, of course, 3 gigantic sprites. The effect of it is as simple as it states. When it comes out, use the effect, bring another sprite out, and your opponent can nib you. So if you're able to not get nibiru'd within the 2nd or 3rd summon, it's very advantageous for you. You also have the 3 Hugins. Hugin the Runick Wings. You're able to search out your Runick Fountain. I do have 1 Gary, 1 Moonin, and 1 Frecky, for my opinion, because you're able to... You can banish the card for Moonin to negate. For Frecky, you're able to add to hand a non-quick play. So you're able to bring back, like, let's say, a Raigeki, or you're able to bring back something else to your hand. So you could bring back a Sprite Starter, you could bring back a Sprite Double Cross. Or not Sprite Double Cross. Yeah, Sprite Double Cross. Sprite Smasher. For Frecky, you're able to not take any damage with him as well, and you're able to target a quick play and add it back to your hand. I do have Masquerena, and of course, Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess, I know some people will ask about, but you're able to go into so many Link 2s that you're able to go into Sprite Sprint and IP Masquerena. You have 4 Link right there, and if your opponent goes into a really strong boss monster or something that could stop you for your next turn or for that turn, automatically you could just go and use Masquerena, Sprint, and their monster go into Underworld Goddess. And because it's unaffected by card effects that your opponents have, it's really solid of a boss monster itself, because Masquerena is able to prevent the destruction or it being targeted, and then Underworld Goddess can't be destroyed unless it's by target.
All right, so that was Gino's Sprite Runick deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you think of the deck in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you're in the Uptown, Whittier, SoCal area, come check out Primetime.